Hello, this is Jim McGrath with Truenorth Technologies, your trusted Salesforce implementation partner. In this Force in 5 video, I'm going to walk you through creating and using custom permissions in about 5 minutes. So here's our agenda. Here's what I'm going to cover today. We're going to talk for just a second about what a custom permission is and why you'd want to use it over some other method. And then I'm going to take you through a couple of sample use cases. So a custom permission will allow you to set up some authorizations to control access to things like fields, screens, components, things of that nature. The custom permission allows you to keep all of your controls in the security layer. In the old days, we used to put checkboxes on the user record and then have to check to see if that user record was authorized to do a certain thing. Now we can keep all that in the security layer, which will make the administration of your org much simpler. So let's jump into the use cases. So I'm in Salesforce setup. So let's first go create our custom permissions. So you just search for custom permissions, click on that, and you'll see I already have one custom permission already set. That's for the NewCo edit close cases. But let's create the one we need to control who can send a survey. So I'm going to click on New. And I recommend using the name of the company in the custom permission. So this will be NewCo send survey. The API name will be set for you. You can put a short description in here, and we click Save. So the custom permission has been set, but it does nothing until we add it to either a profile or a permission set. So let's find the permission set that we'd like to add this custom permission to. And I have a permission set here for NewCo case manager permission. So I'm going to click into that. And with permission sets and profiles, I do recommend, again, adding the name of the company or a shorthand if it's a long name, so that you can have your permission sets sort together in the listing. Same with your custom permissions. Because if you have installed packages, those packages may very well add custom permissions and permission sets. So you want to have your stuff separate from anything you may import through installing a package. Okay, so let's look for custom permission here in the permission set. And I want this one here, custom permissions. And you can see that I already have one custom permission associated to this permission set. So I'm going to add the survey one that I just created. Okay, so I'm going to activate that, click on Save. So this permission set now has two custom permissions, one for editing closed cases and one for sending a survey. So let's go see how to actually put these into action. So I'm going to go to my object manager and I'm going to open up the case object. And let's do the validation rule first. So I need a validation rule that is going to prevent an edit to a case from being saved if the case is closed and the user does not have the permission. So let's edit this. And I left this stubbed out, so I just put the word false in here, so this would never be true. So if we want to insert the permission, we're going to start over here. I clicked on Insert Field. I'm going to click on Permission, and then there's my Edit Close Case permission. So I want to include that in my validation rule. Okay, and it will build that for you. So it's permission.newco edit close cases. But this is going to return true if they have the permission, and because a validation rule will fire if it renders true. We don't want that. If they have the permission, we don't want them to be prevented. So we have to use the not function here. And we're just going to enclose that, check our syntax, and we're good. So this is what the validation rule looks like now that it's referencing that permission. So it basically says if you don't have the special permission and this case is closed, you can't edit it. So you get this error message here. Okay, so that's using a permission, custom permission in a validation rule. Let's go add the filter we want now for our send survey. So I'm going to go to the case lightning page. And here up at the top are my action buttons. I'm going to click on that component. And here's the action that I would like to filter. I only want users who have the authority to send a survey to see this button. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click on Add Filter. I'm going to click on Advanced, and I'm going to do a select. And this is very similar to the validation rule. We're going to select permission, we're going to say custom permission, and we're going to say send survey. Click on done. It'll automatically default to true, which is what we want. Hit done. Okay, so here's our filter. So if the custom permission NewCo send survey is true, then show the button. Okay, so we'll click on that to save it. We'll save our Lightning page and we're done. So let's go see how that looks. Now I am signed in as a sysadmin and I do not have this special permission to edit a closed case. So let's click on that. I'm sorry, to send a survey. So you can see when I go into a case, I do not see the survey button. Okay, and I also don't have the authority to edit the case because it's closed, right? Here's our status closed. So if I try to edit this, I should get an error. Just put a little comment in there. And now you see it says you're not authorized to edit a closed case. Please see your team lead for assistance. So that's exactly what should happen if you do not have the permission. So let me cancel out of here. Let's go back into setup and I'm going to log in as a user that has that permission. So I'm going to search for Mary. She's the manager in the customer service. So Mary has this permission set, NewCo case manager permission. So we should expect that she can edit a closed case and she can send a survey by virtue of the button being visible for her. So I am going to log in as Mary. Okay, so my message up here says I'm logged in as Mary. So I'm seeing what she would see if she was logged in. So let me go to cases again. I'm gonna open this case. It is closed. So the first thing I want to check is, can Mary edit the case? So I'm going to just go ahead and modify this description just briefly, and it accepted. So that's working. And my send survey button is here. Now, one thing to note, this send survey button is connected to a screen flow. If the user does not have the permission to run a flow, they will not see this button, even if you have it set to where the filter should show it to them. So just make sure if you're using screen flow actions that the user that you're giving the permission to use this also has the flow run flow permission. Okay, so that wraps it up. Custom permissions are what you make of them. So if you need to control who can see a certain field or a button, you can set up a custom permission for that. And custom permissions are accessible through formulas, through validation rules, with flow, and with Apex code. So pretty much any of the ways that you would want to utilize a custom permission are available to you. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. And thank you so much for your attention. Have a good day.